Satellite imagery has captured Soviet Pacific Fleet movements of their units from the southeastern Okhotsk Sea into Japan's EEZ. This is dangerously close to our most important ports and air bases. Soviet submarine fleet activity has been strengthened in the area recently as well. Due to this, the Americans have dispatched multiple ASW frigates into the area to assist us in hunting these subs down. Our overall offensive capabilities are limited. Due to this, we will be on the defense until the Soviets expend their long-range anti-ship missiles. Once that is done, we will move in for the kill. Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome back to Sea Power, Naval Combat in the Missile Age. Today we are playing as the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force in conjunction with our American allies. We are responding to a Soviet buildup off the eastern coast of Hokkaido. We are playing a mission off the Steam Workshop called Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force Swift Response. We are currently looking at Haruna as she is preparing to launch one of her helos, an HSS-2 with a bunch of sono buoys. There are reportedly multiple Soviet submarines in the area that we need to be on the lookout for. If we bring up the map, we can see the UI. This is our task force. It is centered around USS Mount Baker here. We also have USS Gridley, Sawakaze over here, which does carry 40 standard missiles. She is probably going to be one of our better air defense vessels. We also have Asagumo and then USS Paul, a Knox class frigate, which has just launched a Sea Sprite. I am going to have the Sea Sprite come up north, and we are going to start dropping sono buoys out here just to protect our task force. We already have a helo airborne. Hobby 1 is dropping sono buoys way out here to the east of our position, and Hobby 2 will drop them to the south. So we have pretty much the entire path of our task force protected. Now, what else do we have? We also have, there's Haruna. Gridley, I believe, is also another vessel that I have yet to show off. She has 80 REM 2 Terriers, so these missiles are going to be probably a little lackluster. The one good thing about the Terrier, though, is it has very good range compared to the SM-1. If we go over to Sawakaze with her standard missiles, we can see the range is almost doubled with the Terriers. It is quite impressive. Down to the south, we have Task Force 17.1. This northern task force is Task Force 17. Task Force 17.1 has USS Downs and USS Ferris over here, which just launched a helo of her own. We are going to have this Sea Sprite continue up north, and we are going to drop sono buoys just out here. We will organize it and be a little more methodical with it soon. Off to the east, we have a submarine, Akashio. She is operating down here at 85 feet. I would actually like her to drop down below the layer. We are already picking up sound contacts here off to the east, and there's some active sonar, so I'm sure those are the Soviets banging away. We do have 4 harpoons in the tubes and 16 Type 80 torpedoes. If we go to the unit reference, we can see the Type 80 torpedo is an improvement of the USN's Mark 37. So it is a wire-guided torpedo and has better propulsion, performance, and range of the Mark 37. So a pretty capable torpedo. Our final assets are off to the west, and this is Hachinoe Air Base. We have just launched 2 P2s. They are going to climb out and flip on their radars. Air search on for both of these aircraft. This other P2, let's get nice and close to it. I want this one patrolling just to the south of Task Force 17. There we go. Air search on. Now that we have the order of battle out of the way, we are going to search for those submarines and jockey into position to fire at the Soviet task force closing in. Akishio has picked up a submerged contact out here, moving 5 knots. At 440 feet, we've identified it as a Soviet sub. Probably a Charlie. It could also be a Victor 3. Regardless, all of those are quite intimidating. And now we are establishing contact on some of these surface vessels. I'm assuming that this other contact here is also going to be hostile. They are following the same course as this contact. And all of these are most likely hostile as well. Starting to establish contact on some of these merchant ships. I think we could have Hobby 1 move out to engage the sub. We have lots of time. Time is on our side. Hobby 2 here is just carrying sono buoys. So let's start just dropping right here. How about that? Let's start dropping. And Haruna is going to launch another helo. Another HSS 2. We are going to give it the Hunter Killer loadout. So 4 torpedoes should be good. Launch that helo. Get it out there quickly. And I'm going to have a lot of our vessels start flipping on their active sonar. This menu is not working. There we go. Start flipping on active sonar. I don't want any other Soviet submarines getting close. The good news for us is this submarine is quite far away from the task force. 50 nautical miles out. They don't have much that can reach us. If it is a Charlie, they could launch anti-ship missiles. And now that I'm thinking about that, I am going to vector Hobby 1 over there immediately. She'll drop some torpedoes on that sub. And then the other HSS will come and finish the job. We're losing contact on the Charlie. I'm going to drop a sono buoy. We know she is down below the layer. Hopefully. 440 feet allegedly. Drop a sono buoy right on top of it. We also have just picked up more contacts, more radar contacts. We have a new group over here. Speed 25 knots. That can't be friendly. That cannot be friendly at all. Our P2 is actually picking them up. Let's have this P2 adjust course. We have a radar contact flying from Hokkaido heading over Honshu now. I'm going to see if our P2 can communicate with this. Identify yourself. They have complied. It is an airliner. Nippon Airlines. Okay, hello. I am curious if we can identify some of these other contacts. Identify yourself. This is agreeing to comply. Merchant ship. I'm assuming pretty much everything just around the coast is in fact neutral. I'm going to see if they will communicate. These two contacts are not responding. I do think these two are probably neutral. Yeah, little fishing boats, meager contacts. Small little Japanese fishing boats just off the southern coast of Hokkaido there. Okay, got it. What I am worried about is stuff like this. These two, very large contact, probably a tanker. We'll have our P2 down here. First off, flip on your air search. You're at Angels 34, good. Request this vessel to identify itself. Merchant ship, good. Merchant ship. These guys are all complying, thankfully. Okay. Some of these tracks are not responding, so these could in fact be hostile. But we do have a lot of merchant ships complying with our hails. Okay, good. Perfect. Moving in on the submerged contact. She is still moving at just 5 knots, crawling down there. Haven't picked up any other submarines. The mission brief did say there were possibly 2 submarines in the immediate area. My plan is just to get close and really defend against any Soviet strike initially before responding. Unfortunately, our offensive striking power is pretty darn limited. Of course, Akishio here has her 4 harpoons. Down to the south, Task Force 17.1 has a total of 8 harpoons. Each Knox class frigate has 4. And then over here, Task Force 17, I think we only have 1 Knox class that is carrying harpoons. Yeah, USS Paul over here. Everyone else, I mean, we just have to rely on Terriers and standard missiles to engage and destroy the enemy. Hobby 3, let's start moving out towards that submerged contact. Get out there. Over at Hachinohe Air Base, we do have some P2s available and F4EJs. Unfortunately, our Phantoms can only carry air-to-air loadouts. I am going to launch 2 air-to-air long-range Phantoms. Let's launch them now. They are going to provide cap over Task Force 17. Our P2s can't carry harpoons or anything. They can carry some bombs, so we may end up using these. The problem is, I just have a feeling they are going to get shot down pretty darn quickly if we fly them over the Soviet task force. At least if the Soviet task force is completely intact, as it is now. So we need to strike them first, and then maybe use the P2s to mop up. One pretty cool thing that the F4s do in game is they taxi with their canopies open, which is how they would taxi in real life. We have just identified the Soviet submarine lurking below the layer. It is in fact a Charlie 1 class submarine. Helos are inbound and will be striking in a few minutes. Recent intelligence report indicate that a formation of Tupolev Tu-22M2 supersonic bombers accompanied by a Tu-95RT have departed from Kameny Ruchi Air Base to conduct an attack on Task Force 17 using AS-4 Kitchen missiles. The squadron is currently approaching the operational area, and they are likely to engage approximately 300 miles away on a bearing of 345 from Task Force 17. Orders: deploy F4EJ fighters from Hachinohe Air Base and initiate an exhaustive search to locate and engage the Tupolevs before they can strike Task Force 17. It looks like we launched our F4 Phantoms at just the right time. They are moving up to the north. We got a report of enemy bombers inbound. Frog 1 flight is heading out here. I want them to climb up. Angels 37. Flip on radars, both of you. I am also going to launch 2 more fighters from our airbase. F4EJs, we are going to launch from Golden Eagle Squadron. 2 fighters, air-to-air long-range loadout. Launch them now. Okay, so the enemy bombers are, I guess they're going to be flying over Hokkaido. I'm assuming the bearing is true. So they said 345 from Task Force 17. Off in this direction, and they, wow, 300 nautical miles out. So they will be dropping them north of Hokkaido, and the missiles will be just flying over 300. Okay, 345, 300.6, good enough for government work. Frog 1 flight, head over this way. I am also going to have one of our P2s move north. Hopefully we can pick them up on radar. Hobby 1 is almost on top of the Charlie submarine. She has turned around. It is possible that the Charlie has picked up our sub over here, which I'm not huge on. Not huge on at all, but Hobby 1 is closing in. We also have a Sea Sprite down here. Okay, keep dropping sono buoys just out here, please. There we go. Don't want to get too crazy with it, but we want to drop enough to make sure we pick up anything that's close to our task force. Our 2 Phantoms are climbing up to altitude, and hopefully they'll be able to intercept the enemy bombers before they drop their kitchens on us. So we are dealing with multiple Soviet groups here. We are really, really outnumbered. Oh boy, which is not great. I'm wondering if we should try to fire torpedoes at these 2 contacts. This put us in a sticky spot, doesn't it? Okay. Keep dropping sono buoys just out in this direction here. Something like that. Check the coast, make sure we're clear. Gold 1 flight is airborne. They are climbing up to altitude and heading north to look for the incoming bombers. Hobby 1 has dropped a sono buoy and has established contact on the Charlie. We are dropping 2 torpedoes on the Charlie 1 class now. Torpedo should be hitting the water any moment. Let's see, parachuting down nicely. Okay, they find it? I sure hope so. They haven't gone active yet. Hobby 1, come here. Drop a torpedo right here. Right here. They are on course. This Mark 46 torpedo has acquired. They both have acquired. They are heading straight down. Oh gosh, that's a bad day for the Charlie. Yep, not even realizing what's hitting them here. 2 impacts. There we go, got him. Got him. Hobby 1. No need to drop another torpedo. I think that's gonna do it. 2 torpedoes directly under the sail. She is still moving. You know what? Just finish the job. Drop another. Very haphazardly. Hopefully it acquires. It'd be great if it was just right on top of the target, wouldn't it? Charlie's still moving, which... not great. Okay, torpedo. Hopefully we'll pick up the target. It's searching. Okay, we have a radar contact over here. That has got to be another helo. Torpedoes spinning around. Check on the Charlie. Still moving. Okay, come over this way. 1 more torpedo on target. Let's go ahead and drop it. Okay, dropping it far enough away so it has time to acquire. We have picked up a radar contact. There we go. This has got to be the Tu-95 by the guess. Coming in. Frog 1 flight. Let's head up this way. Good? Bandits. Okay. What have they identified it as? It is a Tu-95. Okay, good. Makes sense. Using its radar, we're picking up its emissions. This torpedo. Come on. There we go. Picked it up. Picked it up, dropping right down on target. 2 torpedoes slammed into the starboard side of the Charlie. This one's going to hit the port side. Impact. Oof, there we go. And this torpedo is just spiraling down. Still not seeing her. She's now dead in the water. Looks like she's coming up. They blew ballast. They're trying to surface. That sub is done for. Hobby 1. Currently in the process of returning to base. Still have not picked up any other submarines in the immediate area. Let's scan this area, make sure she wasn't patrolling with another sub. Some fast attack submarine just operating in the area. Hobby 3, just loiter. The Charlie 1 class submarine is a confirmed kill. She is sinking and sitting on the bottom. Knocked out of action. Good stuff. We got him. Multiple radar contacts over here. 300 miles away from our task force. Our task force currently has their radars off. So that's good. Hopefully they're not picking them up and they don't know exactly where we're at. I wouldn't bet on it though. Okay, keep heading up this way. We are reaching the... this is reaching the extent of our range. It does not bode too well for us. I'm gonna have you guys, Max, come on, head up this way. Weapons free. Yeah, go get those Tu-22s. We've established contact on them. They're closing in. Frog, make sure both of you are actually heading for the Tu-22s, not the Tu-95. I do not really care about the Tu-95. Our submarine here is in position, and I'm debating firing Type 80 torpedoes. These contacts are well in range. We'll see, though. We will see. It's either fire our torpedoes or fire harpoons. We do have 6 torpedo tubes, so I could fire 2 torpedoes and 4 harpoons. Task Force 17 is continuing to move ahead. What is... Are we in range? We're in range of these 2 contacts, not so much the force back here. Puts us in a tough situation, doesn't it? I may try to strike these contacts and then have our sub engage this northern force. I'd like everything to be in range first, though. Okay, Frog 1 is absolutely going after that Tu-95. Do not engage the Tu-95. Engage the Tu-22s, please. We can see the map is starting to switch to night mode as the sun is setting. I do like the colors of blue and stuff when in night mode. They have adjusted that. It looks quite good now. Just want to make sure our sub remains hidden. I'm going to have her turn over to the east. She is going to continue to close. Hopefully we are not picked up by active sonar out here. There's also a Ka-25 just out here as well, patrolling for subs. And this P2, you know what? You're almost at position. We do have a bunch of sono buoys, which we can start dropping. I may have to start doing that here if we don't pick up this second submarine that is allegedly out here. It very well may not be. We have just plastered sono buoys all the way, all around us, so I'm not super concerned at this point. An anti-ship missile has allegedly been launched. We have SSN-3s outbound being launched from naval assets down here. Okay, Task Force 17. This is where the fun begins. Formation. Formation orders. Sensor orders. Air search on, all of you. Sensor orders. Surface search on. Okay, so let's begin turning south. Turn south, turn south. Get ready to defend. You guys really got to go. You got to take those guys out now. Frog 2, get your butt over there. Let's go. Want to make sure they are out of range here. Okay. Do I fire now? Our submarine is going to be in a world of trouble. Let's fire 1 torpedo at that target. Okay, 1 away. Another Type 80 torpedo, single shot, fire at the second target. Torpedo away. Turn north, turn north, turn north. All ahead 2/3. Very deep, very deep. As deep as you can go. That is a lot of anti-ship missiles inbound, isn't it? Not huge on that. I am going to turn off the sono buoys. We don't need to see those at the moment. Task Force 17, are you in range? You are in range. You're in range of those targets. I'm thinking harpoons, salvo of 2. No, let's hold on. Let's hold on for the time being. Okay, we are already engaging. That's the Rim 2 Terriers being fired from Gridley. You love to see that. Fantastic. Make sure... There we go. Gosh, it never gets old watching that. Now, the Terriers, unfortunately, are going to have a pretty poor interception rate. If they take out a couple of them, I'm going to be quite happy with that. Torpedoes are closing in on the radar contact. I need our sub. She is moving 5 knots. Can we move all ahead full? As long as we're not cavitating. Let's move away from these contacts. I want to get out of the direct path of these Type 80 torpedoes because I have a feeling these contacts here are going to launch down the line of bearing of our Type 80. So I want to be out of the way if possible. Okay, Rim 2 Terriers are closing in on those SSN-3s. 6 of them have been launched, 6 Shaddocks. Say that fast. Okay, they hit one. You know, only because of course, the first salvo intercepts a Shattuck. Okay, missed here. That's fine, but hey, we got one. I'm quite happy with that. Still turning south. Good, on course. I like it. I'm liking it. Type 80 torpedoes are still a ways out. Let's see if these manage to hit. Got him. Nice. Second Shattuck intercepted. Up in the north, we are engaging the Tu-22s. AIM-7s have been launched. They are linked and tracking. Come on. Get them. Get them before they drop. This one looks like it might be getting jammed. Okay, it went for the chaff. More anti-ship missiles are being launched. Love it. Okay, we have 2 more Shaddocks. Rim 2s. There we go. Got one Tupolev. Submerged submarine. Okay, what's that? Noisemakers are being dropped in the water. Got it. Okay, understood. You better, Frog 1, get your butt over here. Fire another Sparrow at that Tupolev before it drops. Engaging Sidewinders. I wish our aircraft were a little smarter when it came to engaging. Fire. Come on. One's dropping down to the deck. They are evading. Weapons free. Just go crazy over here. There we go. Thank you. They still have their missiles. Unfortunately for them, they have not dropped. Okay, our F4s have done their job. Just don't get shot down. That'd be embarrassing, but I'm gonna let them handle this situation over here. I am concerned about the submarine situation. Type 80 torpedoes are closing in nicely. Torpedoes are moving at 34 knots. Target's moving 26. Okay. Sawakaze intercepted with SM-1s. Good. Okay, and yeah, a lot of our AIM-7s are being spoofed, unfortunately. The Tu-22s are jamming them. We also have Gold 1 flight closing in. If you guys aren't able to shoot these guys down, I'm gonna be quite disappointed in you. There we go. Get them. Oh my gosh. Look at that blue flame back there. I love the Tu-22's afterburner. Okay, another missile spoofed. Okay, last Sparrow, send it. Oh man, too cool. There we go, got one of them. Beautiful. You can see that afterburner kicking in there. I'm surprised they didn't just ditch their missiles and get the heck out of here. Don't crash into the sea. There we go, they're engaging, good. That threat has been dealt with, I think. More Shaddocks outbound heading our way. Okay, good. Good. I think we're going to be able to defend against them. We have a cash-in closing in here. Kind of separate from the rest of the formation. They've turned around. We'll just wait to get in range. We will keep defending. Last Tupolev is continuing to run here. Sparrow. You know what? Belay that. Salvo two Sidewinders. Engage with 2 Sidewinders. 2 Sidewinders. Engage that Tu-22. Do not let them get close with those missiles. Weapons free. Okay, good. 2 AIM-9s closing in on the target. Does look like the Tu-22 is putting off a lot of heat. I gotta admit. I think we got her here, as long as we don't run out of fuel with our AIM-9. Oh, a little bit of stuttering there. Okay, that's because our ships are engaging. Got them. See you later. Okay, bombers have been dealt with. It is history. RTB. I want all of our bombers to RTB. SSN-3s are closing in. Terriers are moving to intercept. A couple of salvos already outbound, and this is where, you know, the Terrier is great. We have 80 of them, and they have a good range. It's just the interception rate leaves a bit to be desired, especially against missiles like the Shattuck. Let's see, what are we down to? We started with 80, so we've expended 20 already. I want to keep some more just in case. I do have a feeling these small boats moving 25 knots. Radar size is meager. These are probably little missile boats, if I had to guess, like OSAs or something. But we want to try to conserve our surface-to-air missiles. Don't want to expend all of them, because we are not out of the woods after this group of Shaddocks. We got something here. I just saw this. Track 75, hostile torpedo. Set 65 torpedoes are in the water. Okay, they're looking for our sub. Not surprising. Again, they did fire down this line of bearing. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Listen, all ahead of 1/3. We're going so fast, there's going to be a lot of flow noise. Let's see if we can pick up any more torpedoes. There we go. We've picked up 2 of them. They've launched them in a bunch. Hear all that active sonar. They're going crazy. Okay. 1 Shattuck is closing in. Should be getting into standard missile range. Yep, there we go. Launched a standard missile. Sawakaze did. It is outbound. Linked, looking good. Traveling 2,000 knots. It is going to overtake the Terriers, I think. Looking like we may get an interception here, though. Standard missile slowing down. Come on. Got it. Okay, last one destroyed. Perfect. Okay. Good. Looks like one of our aircraft, Gold 1-2, is moving to engage that Tu-95, which I'm okay with. Blow this thing out of the sky. Then Gold Flight will RTB. No other bombers have been detected. Are we not in Sparrow range? Okay, yeah, we should be. Fire. Engage. Come on. Getting a little close now. There we go. Good. Aim 7. Fire, you know what? Fire a couple more. Just make sure. You're going to RTB after this anyway, so make sure you destroy this thing. Tu-95 is doing a lazy turn. Oh, this is going to hurt, I think. Oh. Missile went for the chaff. Classic. What about the other 2? They all went for the chaff. I can't believe it. Another one. There we go. Got him. Nice. Crew's bailing out. RTB Gold Flight. Good stuff. That threat has been dealt with. Type 80 torpedo is closing in. We've identified this as a Krivac. And let's see, torpedo range. They're almost out of range now. I'm wondering if they are outrunning these Type 80 torpedoes. Kind of a shame if they do end up doing that. How far? 1.84 nautical miles out. They are still closing, it's just slow. That's fine. Unfortunate news, our Type 80 torpedoes have in fact run out of fuel. And that being said, we've had the enemy expend multiple torpedoes. We'll wait for them to close in, and Task Force 17.1 is still closing in as well. Their harpoons are in range. I want them in range of the main group though. New air contacts detected. Just making sure there are no more bombers inbound. And let's bring back the sono buoys. Okay, we still got plenty out here. Good. Perfect. Task Force 17, change course. Continue to close the gap as well. We have an unfortunate development here. A Ka-25 is heading towards Task Force 17.1. There's a good chance that Task Force 17.1 here has been detected. I am going to have Gridley change course, all ahead flank, head over this way. We have missiles. Okay, they're dropping more torpedoes in this area to the south of our sub. I'm going to have Gridley come down here because looking at it, Task Force 17.1 is in Terrier range, so we can help defend them if they are fired upon. I do think Task Force 17.1 is about to be fired upon. They are still not using their radars, but I have no doubt in my mind that this Ka-25 is just relaying their position in. So Gridley, you know what you're going to do. Increase speed. What's your ordered speed? 32 knots. Good. Okay. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it won't. We will see. We will see. Our submarine's continuing to close in on this main group. We might be able to cause a good amount of chaos in there if we get close. Bypassing this Krivac 1. Gridley is in range of this Ka-25. We are going to fire 2 Terriers at it now. Send it. Okay, to our outbound. We do have Sea Sparrows on Downs and Ferris. However, they are not in range yet, even still. So hopefully the Terriers get the job done here. First 2 Terriers missed, 2 more outbound. There we go. Managed to intercept it on the second go around, which is fantastic. Let's check on this task force. We are getting into range now. Good, good, good. Let's check. Gridley. Keep heading this way. At flank speed. Good. Well, folks, that is going to do it for today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and stay tuned for part 2 of this mission. I did have to cut it up as it is quite a long one. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel. But until next time, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I will see you all on the next one.